A few hours ago, I just to show you how can we consider a nested statement. Uh, but when I tried to introduce multiple depositions, it didn't work. So now let's have a look at a little bit modified mm, user input file. Now we have multiple depositions um, sequentially deposit silicon, germanium, and silicon alternatively to have a certain structure. So previously only the first one was recognized and all of them were just neglected, but now fortunately now we can have a better result. Okay, so why don't we just to visualize this is CGNS file. Now you can see that. So that was a substrate, this gray one, and we have a silicon germanium, red one, and green one, just silicon. Of course, this color does not represent its actual material. We don't have a fixed color code yet, uh, but anyway, these red ones are corresponding to silicon germanium in this visualization, and also we have green ones corresponding pure silicon. So of course, these silicon regions will be used as channel layers. Okay, so now let's come back to our business problem. So here we have a multiple statement, but all of them are corresponding to this single Angstromcraft. So if we introduce a different craft, then we can start from very beginning. For example, Lx equal to 3, Ly equal to 3, Lg equal to 3, and we just say that for example, IgGO, and its thickness is just 1, and say CGNS equal to a different one, CGNS. So I think that IgGO CGNS without any deposition. So let's have a look at what happens. So right here, C and D. Well, then why don't you just visualize IgO as CGNS? I'm not so sure what will happen. Um, but fortunately, it seems to work, and visualize it. Okay, now we have 3 by 3, and of course we have also along G direction we have 3 layers. However, the very first IgGO region has the thickness of 1, so that's the reason why we have a thin and wide structure here. So they the thing I wanted to show you was this craft is completely different from the previous craft, and they are working separately. Okay, so that was the thing I wanted to demonstrate. Okay, now I think that we have one case of translating my previous long, for example, this is depo and another depo, there are so many deposition uh, lines. However, that can be now transferred into this user input file. And what else? Of course, we have to consider etching, but in the case of the etch, also we have to define this model and mask statement. So I will work on this one from now on. Thank you and see you later.